Hello, everybody. This is Richard from empowering everyday people in the Low Country Charleston area, and happy to have you on board. And I don't have other people that are being shown on the hang up at this time because the people have not signed up yet, so that I can include them after they sign up. But anyway, I'll be learning along with you through this presentation today in this Hangout how it is to use Google Hangouts, and we can use these in our business as a way of communicating with others through using webinars, which is the tool that I'm using here is a combination of a webinar format and using Google Hangouts. So since it's a free tool, it's an effective, cost-effective way in which you can then use this in your business to communicate with people. So I'll be using some tools here to see how it is we can do things, and I should be able to. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with this. And let's see. What I'm trying to do is put up a PowerPoint presentation. Oops. This, I click here, and then I go ahead and just set that up as my screen. There it is right there. And then we'll see if we can get ourselves started with this presentation. And here we are. So what I'm going to do in this presentation now, since there's nobody that is going to be able to interact with at this time, because we don't have individuals who have been added to the session, in which case then they would show up, their videos would show up at the bottom of the screen here, and then when somebody would talk, they would then become the dominant picture on the screen. But since we don't have that available, then I'll just go ahead and give this presentation. And what we're doing here is, the purpose of this presentation is to tell you why it is that I started this meetup session about empowering everyday people in the Charleston, Tricounty area. And this is the second meetup that I've had. I had one before on helping people building a successful business using the internet. We did that, and we used the format of being online once a week on Saturdays, like we're doing right now. And the purpose of that is because for people to build a business online, that they need to be able to communicate with people, and online is was at the time when I was doing that was an expanding way in which you can then help build your business through interacting with people online, because they would get to know you better through seeing you and interacting with you in an online type of environment. And of course, people are going to do business with other people that they know, like, and trust, and and this is one way of building pre-selling your respective customers, letting them know who you are so they can feel confident that, to be able to do business with you. And that's the reason I carried this forward, because I thought that the times were such that there was an opportunity to use this online capability of communicating with people and interacting with people because of the changes in times which have come about and the changes in our economy, both in opportunities and challenges for all of us. And I focus this upon how it is you can use tools, evolving tools, to build your business. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. Is that I started a business venture about maybe a couple of months ago. It basically was to be selling products, retail products online, e-commerce. And the reason I did that was to generate additional income to fund the businesses that I was already engaged in, which were not generating enough cash income in order to offset their expenses. And I felt that they were important to continue doing those, but I can't do things at a negative cash flow. It just doesn't work over time. And even our government cannot work on a negative cash flow. And I think we're all finding that out as time goes forward, that perhaps perhaps we'll find out even more in the future. Hopefully, what we're recommending here of building your business and becoming more successful at it and helping others become successful, which is the whole idea behind empowering everyday people, is to help as many other people as we can become successful in achieving their own financial freedom, and then beyond that, helping others do the same thing and building our communities along the way. So let's see if I can find my... Okay, so why do we want to empower others? And let me tell you how the name came about. Back in the days when I was teaching people to build successful businesses using the internet, when I was teaching at the Citadel School of Business Administration and teaching a course there, jointly sponsored by the School of Business and by the manufacturer, the vendor of those products on how to build an online business using the internet, which SiteSell, that when I was talking to the sponsor at Tricounty Technical College, she suggested that what it is we were doing was helping everyday people become successful, giving them an opportunity to find an income using the online capabilities that we had, and building an online business using the tools. And that's what the purpose of the course was. We said we were empowering everyday people. And that resonated with me about the reason of why it is that I was doing that activity. And that's exactly the same reason that we try to empower people today. And that's the background of why I came up with that. And the purpose of the meetups sessions themselves, meetups, is to do community building. And when I thought about the combination of empowering other people in community building, I thought about the Empower Network and the Empower Network Business Opportunity, which basically is about business building, personal development, community building. And the example I can give you that is what I tried to do several years ago with in conjunction and collaboration with my local Rotary Club here in the Charleston region, is to build wellness and make wellness and then a principal initiative of Rotary International. And the reason for that was that I felt that we could set up as a program in my own Rotary Club in which we promoted wellness, and we were effective at doing that, and then we could duplicate that system in other Rotary clubs and then perhaps take it international. Because what we had found out several years ago is when we, in one of the Rotary initiatives of international cooperation and collaboration, is in working with the Water Commissions International here in the Charleston region, and then we took clean water projects down to Peru, and we took a team down there to implement those community water projects, and we interviewed, or the people on the team interviewed the local inhabitants of once they got the clean drinking water into their communities, what it is they want next, and they said they wanted to have the children get nutrition supplements, because they had food, but they need to have nutritious food. And so that was laid at the doorstep of the Wellness Committee of the Rotary Club, and I took that on, and I tried to figure out the problems that needed to be overcome in order to set up a program, an international program, of providing that. And one of the problems in Peru was how you get vitamin supplements for people that were safe. Because Peru, at least at that time, had a cottage industry of things that were self-made and generated there, and my concerns were that you could, if you got involved with that type of product streams, that you might have some, rather than promoting wellness, should be promoting possible strains of sickness, things like that, because of the quality control of one of the products that was going in there. And so I tried to build then a way of getting around that by going through a nutrition company here in the United States, and use that as an approach for doing that. And what the bottom line is that because it was associated with a, a company who was involved in promoting vitamin supplements, that the issue came up about whether or not that there was somebody was making money from this, other than the company itself. But perhaps the people who would be involved in this would be you know, benefiting themselves from this contribution program that was going on being promoted by an institution such as Rotary International. And I tested it out and realized that that was a fatal flaw, but the reason for having an incentive behind somebody promoting the program was that we needed to have lots of people involved in promoting to be successful at building a community wellness program. In fact, it's basically a program of converting one person at a time and getting them to do what it is very necessary to become well, and then through them, through a collaboration of people like that who are seeing benefits from doing certain things, whether it be taking supplements or simply just doing exercises or just eating better, that you needed to then have crowds of people who were doing that and promoting that in order to get a community impact and building a wellness community. And ran into, in many areas, other types of challenges, but the biggest one was, in fact, using how you fund a program like that in such a way that it's not perceived to be a scam or taking advantage then of a good name of an organization or an institution in order to generate funds, and that was a factor. Well, when you get into community building, one of the things that the Empower Network does is it is dedicated to helping individuals be successful and to achieve financial freedom. And along the way, what they do is when they have a conference in any local community, they will dedicate an agency in that community to be beneficiaries of community building support from the conference. And I heard just very recently one of the community the leaders of the Empower Network talking about how it is that he and his family are going to follow the same initiative themselves, the example given by the company, and set up their own private donations to worthy causes in their own local community. And so that's a way in which you could build community through the joint efforts of people with supporting a business opportunity and collaborating together to support a local community. One of the things I suggested for the wellness area might be that we would band together in a legion of people pursuing a new campaign that the Empower Network has come up with, Fight the Forces of Evil, get together and come up with our own group here and designate then a beneficiary program, perhaps the Foundation for Wounded Warriors, which is something that would come to the top of my mind because I'm a veteran myself, and that they could benefit from that. And we would have, as one of our goals, is to, with that Charleston region of the Fight the Forces of Evil campaign promoted by Empower Network, our goal would be to bring a conference here to the Charleston region and designate what the beneficiary would be of their donations when they came into this particular area. And that's a way in which then you can generate income as a way of funding something that's needed to have or build health food community building. I saw in our newspaper here locally yesterday an article about two things. Number one is how it is that we're going to fund the building of roads in the community, and the issue was whether or not we would then allow casinos to become legal and take the funds from the casinos and to to building roads. And alongside of that then came a parallel discussion about the education lottery, and seeing the education lottery being promoted on television locally, and alongside of that, then a caution about watching whether or not people are getting themselves involved, because also gambling. And so, any time that you have the generation of funds to do something of a beneficial nature, there's always going to be side effects from that. And so, the side effects of something like the Empower Network as a organization for community building by generating funds, either from the company or by the people who participate in the program, is always going to be one of those side effects involved with it. But basically, my feeling is if you have good leadership in which you trust, who are behind the effort, that in fact that will then take care of it. And the way that the Empower Network deals with that, because not everything goes the way in which you'd like to have it go. There's situations where they have individuals who come up who are promoting the values which the Empower Network was to promote. And what they will do is simply just not promote that individual, and that will then reduce the amount of support that individual will get as far as his own program is concerned, his or her own program is concerned. And that to me is a very reasonable way of doing it, rather than trying to enforce some sort of a stringent policy of what it is that people can and cannot do in the promotion of the programs and where the benefits are going to go. Is simply to reduce the support that the overall organization would give to the individuals who were not perhaps working in the best interests of the entire group. But those things tend to be self-modulating, as long as you have a collaboration of individuals who have a purpose behind them of helping build a viable outcome or a worthwhile outcome for the community, that in fact that on balance it'll work out for the best. And so that any time you're doing fundraising or you're using business opportunities as a way of promoting good outcomes for both individuals and others, there will be other consequences that come up from that, not all of which are can control it. My theme is this: is that I'm inviting people to join the Charleston Legion of the Empower Network's Fight the Forces campaign, which is going to reinforce for over the next 90 days, and taking it all the way down to the next meeting, which the Empower Network is going to be in Orlando, Florida, in 90 days. And at that time, our network will be announcing the advent of a multilingual, multinational outreach of the Empower Network around the world, and expectations of a four to five-fold increase in the total amount of income generated to individuals participating in the program over that period of time. And one of the issues that came up when I was trying to promote wellness was, in fact, that the company who's selling the products might benefit, so that would be another. Are we actually benefiting the company, or are we benefiting the target beneficiary community? And one way of looking at that is if you take a look at the ratio of funds distributed to the people generating the income versus the amount kept by the company, you find that the Empower Network perhaps has the best ratio of distribution of funds to the affiliates versus distributors in multi-level marketing organizations, because the Empower Network gives 100% commissions. And so basically, a very large proportion of all the monies that are generated from sales are going directly back out to the people who are generating those sales. as, as their incentive and benefits from participating in the program. And so very little of the amount of money goes into directed into enriching the owners of the Empower Network, because the owners of the Empower Network basically are generating their income by participating in the program itself, rather than from reaping the rewards of what it is the company is making. The company is not the objective of becoming wealthy. It's the objective of the program is to to give wealth and empowerment to the individuals participating in the program. And we'll talk more about that later on. But I invite everybody to become a member of the Empower Network and join us in this campaign to fight the forces of evil. And so what are the forces of evil? The forces of evil that they're talking about are those forces around us in our environment who say basically we cannot succeed in achieving our dreams in our lifetime, because it's not possible to do that. That you have to do it in a way in which you have to give up your dreams by working in a regular job. It's the only way of getting it done. And we have example after example of people becoming entrepreneurs and going and seeking their dreams and being successful in seeking their dreams, and then becoming successful business-wise and giving back to the community, which is the most powerful way of making a business successful, because the optimum return a business can do also benefits the community in which the business serves. So what's new with the Empower Network is based upon this new program that can revise the comprehensive the comp plan with much more deeper rewards for all the people participating in it. They revised the Fast Start training to get people started, and so that basically they're now emphasizing duplication, how it is we can help others as they bring people on board for those new people to become be successful as soon as possible by generating income. That any new business needs to have income early on in the beginning in order to offset the expenses until the business can reach the level of self-sustainability. And a much broader appeal by to the traditional network marketing industry. They're going with a multilingual, multi-generational support, ease of use of the program, and going to be many more expanded tools which will be announced in the future. And the Fast Start program basically is get involved, get all in, get to the next event, and then weekly feedback on how it is that you're doing in progression. And that's what I can share with you about the Empower Network initiative behind inspiring me to go and promote and join in and promote the development of the Charleston region of the Empower Network's Fight the Forces of Evil campaign. And you go to my website at bestmattersvalue.com, and you'll see an opportunity there to go ahead and order the DVD, which explains the co-founder of the Empower Networks what his vision is, how it is people can take this business opportunity and translate it into personal business and community development for a widespread number of people around the world, and how it is that all of us can participate in making the world a better place for many, many other people. Thank you for joining me in this this meetup session and this online webinar. It's Hangout, sponsored by Google, and we can use this tool, each of us, once we learn how to use it in a way that can be better promote our business. And business to be successful today starts out with a website that works. You then start communicating with people to promote, and using a viral blogging system that's available through the Empower Network tools, basic tools, $25 a month only for that. No requirement to do anything else other than use that tool, tailor it to your own business, and help it use it to promote your own business, and then it'll go from there. You see the benefits from that. You can then evaluate the potential of whether or not you want to join the Empire Network as a business separately to generate a separate stream of income to assist your own business and what you're generating from your own business. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is Richard Dowell. We're looking forward to seeing you in our next meetup sessions. Richard Dowell. Excellent.